Welcome to my 2025 income report, where I share all of the self-employed income I made last year, starting from the smallest amount to the biggest amount. I've been doing various side hustles and small businesses since 2012, and this channel is where I consolidate all of my knowledge and everything I have learned over the years. My goal has been to make enough money to pay all of my bills without burning myself out and without working a ton of hours every week. I really want to spend my time in nature and with my kids and doing my hobbies and not working. So that is my overarching goal when I am running businesses and deciding where to put my time. So starting with the smallest amount I earned was from KDP Publishing. I published some fantasy books in 2020 through 2022. It's a trilogy and it still earns some money now, not as much as it did when I first published. And this is all without any advertising. It's not something I work on anymore, so it's all passive. I made $107.38 from this trilogy of books in 2025. Adding more books to KDP is on my radar for 2026. I really want to diversify into low content books like puzzles and that kind of stuff. I really like building puzzles. My analytical brain thrives doing so. Okay, the next earning report is from Poshmark. I started reselling clothes for extra money on Poshmark in 2016. I have since stepped down from that, and everything that sells now is just organic. I do still have Poshmark inventory taking up space in my house, but not very much, just a few bins of items. And all of these items sell without me going in and sharing or sending offers or anything like that for the most part. So last year on Poshmark, I made $1,372. This was with very little effort from me, just because reselling is something that really burnt me out and I don't really keep up on it anymore. But it was a great side hustle for a long time to teach me how to run my own business. I do recommend it if you perhaps like thrifting and finding treasure. It can be really fun. Along those same lines, my next report is from eBay. I also have taken a big step back from eBay over the past few years since starting my clothing brand, which we'll get to. This was very low effort money I made, really just shipping out orders when they came through. On eBay last year, I made $2,542.60. I do plan to keep this up, and occasionally I'll get a bug in me. I go thrifting and add a couple items to the shop. It's pretty fun and low effort, and I don't know, I'm multi-passionate. I'm motivated to do different things on different days, and having all these systems that I can just pick and choose which ones to do, and they all earn money for me, is really fulfilling. The final dashboard we're gonna look at is my Shopify dashboard for my clothing brand. I started a clothing brand after reselling for so many years and kind of picking up on trends and what was selling, and I really do like fashion. I started this business in 2023, found pretty immediate success sharing the products on TikTok, was selling out pretty consistently. I am planning on doing a full rundown of that business at some point. So last year, my clothing brand made $109,529. I admit this was slightly less than I made the year before from this brand, primarily due to the tariffs, which held my inventory in a warehouse for 3 months during back to school and almost through Black Friday. So I didn't really have as much inventory as I was planning on having, and I didn't really get to do the big back to school sales and stuff. But I was still really proud of this income. This business has been really the culmination of a whole bunch of the skills that I have learned over the past several years. Learning about clothing trends, learning about advertising and social media marketing and ads, photography and design and videography, just all of it, all in one. And it's been a really interesting learning process. Yeah, I'm hoping this year I'm able to make a decent amount from this brand. I admittedly have not been working on it as much as other projects. We've yet to come into Q3 and Q4, which are the biggest money-making times for clothing brands. So I am looking forward to seeing how it develops. I feel like it could go a lot of ways, whether I decide to sell the brand or really scale it up in the next few years. I am planning on doing an entire rundown in a future video of how I started this brand and how I maintain it, and all of the details of that. But for now, I am going to tally up how much money I made in total from all of the income streams I had from last year. So total last year I made $113,550.98 just from all of my own income streams, not including like jobs and stuff like that. I am really proud of this income. I'm actively working toward being independent, not only as a woman, but independent from the overall job market and being able to rely on myself. I really like having my independence. I like being my own boss. I feel like I try to be a good boss, and I do really like making money independent of any big businesses and corporations. Thank you for sticking around and watching. If you enjoyed this, I hope you stick around for more videos. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see in future videos. Talk to you next time. Bye.